push out with one hand while the other hand has the poi in it, and you're just practicing like this. Wrap up your right poi, and then your left hand, just start with this, where you're going in and out, on the front plane, not the side plane. No, that's the side plane, front plane. So your front plane, your front plane. I am turned sideways, but it is still on my front plane, right? But underhand, that's overhand. In and out, and in and out, and in. Okay, so the first thing I would say is, if I were mirroring you, right now you're doing it like this, where you're sort of in line with the nipple line of your left hand. The first thing I would recommend is, as you're going in and out, that you try and keep your hand in line with the midline of your body, so that the two poi will overlap when you're doing them together, right? So this is aesthetically the difference between doing the thread the needle where the two poi are not lined up versus where the two poi are in the same basic line, right? So this doesn't look the same. This looks more like a Venn diagram where the circles are overlapping versus this where it looks almost like a single circle. Okay, so let's do 10 of these. So 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now, from here, take your left hand, you're mirroring me, this is my right hand, you're going to put it out there, and then put your right hand, which is the one holding the ball, here, as if it's going to do the same in and out motion. And then let's just try one repetition. Now I'm just rotating my body sideways, but keeping the same position, where this hand that's not using the poi is going to push out on bottom, lift and pull back, while the other one comes in and out. And just get back to this position. So just do one. Push out on bottom, pull back on top. Push out on bottom, pull back on top. Push, and so when I say push out on bottom, yes, push out the one that has the poi in the hand, not the one with the poi spinning. So like this. Push out on bottom, pull back on top. Push out on bottom, pull back on top. Push out on bottom, pull back on top. Beat 4. Push out, pull back. Push 3, 4. Push, pull, 3, 4. Push, pull, 3, 4. And then keep doing that until you can do this consistently, which may be more than you could do right in this moment, but that would be the first step. Just getting that comfortably. Here's one of the biggest pieces of coaching I think that matters when you do this. When you feel like, so you start doing this, and then, okay, yeah, I got it, but then you start wavering and things go wrong, stop and reset without the other hand. Just get this hand that's spinning here, do a couple of in and out to remind yourself, then hold it there, and then take the other hand and try it again, and then try it again repeatedly. And then I would keep using that methodology, and I would do that with each hand, until you can comfortably get to 20 repeated times where you can go in and out with the one hand while the other hand is going in and out without the poi spinning, just while you're holding the hand. And just give yourself the gift of that patience to really get that drill. Let's switch the hands. So we'll do it the other way, just to make sure that you have the drill. So we'll wrap up your left hand, which is my right, and then we'll take your right hand. Let's just do these in and outs. And again, it's not here, but you want to put it here in the midline, right? So in and out, and in and out, and 3 out, 4 out, 5 out, 6 out, 7 out, 8 out, 9 out, 10 out. Now, I'm just rotating my body sideways. Start with your right hand out here. And then what you're going to do is push your left hand out on bottom, and then pull back on top while the other one goes in and out. And then just remember to pull it back though, right? You can't be like this, because in real life, this would be what would be happening, or this poi, which would be spinning, would be wrapping around this one. You can't leave this hand out here. That won't work in real life. So you're here like this, 5, 6, 7, 8, and push, lift, and pull. And 5, 6, 7, 8, push out on bottom, lift and pull back. 5, 6, 7, 8, push out, lift and pull. 7, 8, push, lift, pull. 7, 8, push, lift and pull, 7, 8, push, lift and pull. Now try it continuously. Push, lift, pull, push, lift, pull, push, lift, pull, push, lift, pull. So remember to push out, then lift. If you look at me from this angle, you can see it better. I'm really under before I'm over it. So keep it under until it gets out, then pull it back. Think of the whole entire movement as between being here and here. Your hands never should go above or below here and here, right? Only one of them is on top, the other one's on bottom. It's a very compacted movement. See what I was saying? Like, you can't leave this arm out here and the other one wraps around it like this. That's why I have you start it like this, where it's here, so that it doesn't wrap around the other leg. Once you've done those two things, the other thing that I would recommend that you do as preparation is the following. Get into your underhand butterfly, whichever way you naturally get into it, whichever hand is on top. So if I'm mirroring you and your right hand is on top, now what I want you to do is try and switch it so that your other hand is on top, so that your left is on top. So get used to the weaker one. Yes, yes, yes. And then if you're like this, like you are right now, try and get the hands closer together, closer together, closer together. Try and feel more comfortable with it, feel more comfortable with it. And what you can do is this, start in split time here, both of them underhand. Walk the hands together in split time, keeping them on the front plane. And if you're doing it in split time, they should be able to be side to side, like the two of the hands next to each other. And less of this and more of this, right? So less big arm movement, yes. And now move the hands closer together, closer together, closer together, closer together. And then when you sync it up the other way with your left hand on top, not your right hand. Right, so you're in split time and you sync it up with your left hand on top. You go back to split time, your right hand on top. You go back to split time, your left hand on top. You go back to split time, your right hand on top. Switching between those is useful. Relax into that. And I would say just even standing around and doing the one that you're uncomfortable with and holding it while you're watching TV for 5 minutes will help your muscle memory, because you will be getting that into your body. And half of the thread the needle is the one that you're uncomfortable with. Because what you're doing when you're doing a thread the needle is you're switching. I mean, this is a thread the needle. All you do is switch hands on top. This is my left on top, my right on top, my left on top, my right on top, which looks like, from your perspective, it should look like my right, then my left, then my right, then my left. I'm just alternating the hand that's on top. Now you're technically doing a thread the needle. How you are doing it aesthetically is you're doing like this, where you're going around the side to lower the arm instead of going front to back while you're doing that. So it works. It's a different aesthetic. Right now when you're doing it, you're sort of like this out here. Try and get your hands in and down so that you're back in that triangle of power that you would be in with your other one. Like, you see how you're having to have your hands crossed? But when you're in the one that's comfortable, you're like this. You're down here. Your upper part of your arm between your elbow and your shoulder is in line with the midline of your body, as opposed to pushing forward. In my experience, you have less control when your hands are out here. You have less control of the poi if your hands are out here than if they're down here.